Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Mystical Gamer, and I got a new build for you guys. This time I'm talking about the Hunter Arc build. So, since the new season Heresy, we all have all those buffs on Arc, I just made a brutal build for any kind of content, easy or GM, no GM, doesn't matter. This thing it just destroys any type of enemies. So let's talk about the build. I'm using Gift Conviction. Okay. So Gift Convictions, what this does, it's gonna activate Ascension or Template Strikes, throws bouncing explosives nearby targets that jolt damage them, and jolting nearby targets grant you damage resistance. Okay. So we're gonna start with the class. I'm full arc. This is not a prismatic, and this build doesn't rely on any kind of weapon you're gonna use. So weapons you can use whatever you want. So for the abilities, I'm using Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump, Combination Blow. So quick strike that temporarily increases your melee damage when defeating a target stacks 3 times. Defeating a target with this ability also fully refills your class ability energy and restores a small amount of health. For the grenade, I'm using Pulse Grenade. For the fragments, I'm using Spark of Focus. After sprinting for a short time, your class ability regeneration is increased. So every time you're gonna do a melee, because you need to sprint, you're gonna get ability regeneration. For the second fragment, I'm using Spark of Frequency. Melee hits increases your weapon reload speed, stability, and short duration for a short duration. While amplified, these effects are increased and you gain increased stacks of bolt charge from all sources. So bolt charge accumulates stacks of bolt charge while you are bolt charge sustained weapon damage generates stack of bolt charge. A maximum stacks any ability damage generates a powerful bolt arc lighting at the target's location. Okay, receiving a stack of bolt charge grants you melee energy. So this is gonna help us for our melee, getting our melee even faster back. But you're gonna have always your melee back, and it's gonna helps you for the damage too, of course. For the third one is Spark of Resistance. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant of incoming damage. This is gonna help you for the damage you're gonna receive. And for the fourth one, I'm Spark of Shock. Your arc grenade jolts targets, so jolted. The target is energized with destructive art light that takes additional damage while jolted and chain lighting to nearby targets. Jolt damage causes overall champions to be stunned. For the last one is Spark of Amplitude. Rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates a orb of power. Since you're gonna be always amplified by your ascension, and that gonna makes this gonna make already orb of power, and this gonna helps you to make even more orbs of power. For the aspects, of course, we're gonna use ascension, so long press circle while airborne consumes your class ability energy to summon your arc staff, propelling yourself upwards and creating a burst of energy around that amplifies allies and jolts targets. This is gonna drop some 3 arc grenades. It's quite this. It's gonna drop 3 arc grenades that gonna jolt and electrify anything that is around of you. For the second aspect, I'm using Tempest Strike. While sliding, activate your charge melee ability to unleash a devastating uppercut attack that travels along the ground in front of you, damaging and jolting targets it hits. Defeating jolted targets grants stacks of bolt charge. Again, gonna help us again for our melee, getting our melee back even faster. Besides, you need to sprint to slide and do your uppercut, your melee. So this works for the first fragment we are using. After sprinting for a short time, your class ability regeneration is increased. For the mods on my helmet, I'm using hands-on, of course. Every time I'm gonna kill one, two, three, four enemies with my Tempest Strike, it's gonna it's gonna drop orbs of power, and it's gonna give me some bonus super energy. I'm using Hermetic Siphon for arc because I'm using arc weapons, and I'm using Dynamo. Reduce super cooldown when using class ability near targets. I heard that this is not working very well right now, but even like that, I'm getting my super very fast. So this is gonna help us to get our super cooldown is even faster because you're gonna use always your template strike, your melee, and your ascension near targets. For the gauntlets, I'm using two heavy-handed mods. So your power melee final blows creates orb of power. Again, more orb of powers. And I'm using focusing strike. Grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a power melee attack. Okay, so you're gonna get always ability regeneration for your abilities. So the gifted convictions, you can use whatever mods resistance you want. Depends what activity you are dealing. And I'm using armored reserve so I can have more bullets for my machine gun I'm using. You can swap it for whatever type of class weapons you are using, of course. For the legs, I'm using two absolution mods. Reduce all abilities cooldown each time you pick up orb of power. We're gonna create a ton of orb of power, so you're gonna get always cooldowns for your moral cooldowns for your abilities. And I'm using recuperation. Replenishes health each time you pick up orb of power. Again, you're gonna make a lot of orbs of power, so you have always that recuperation working for you. And on Undercloak, I'm using two powerful attraction. Automatically collects nearby orbs of power when you activate your class ability. That means your melee and your ascension. I'm using two of them, so this is stacks and gonna helps to get faster, and you're gonna grab those orb of powers instantly. And I'm using distribution. Reduces all abilities cooldown when you're using your class ability near targets. Of course, a Shanson and your uppercut, it's always doing near targets, so it's gonna help you again for your getting back your abilities. For the weapons, I'm using Bastion, and you're gonna say, well, but in the artifact you can already put fusion rifles to stunt unstoppables. Yes, yes you can, but the problem is that you're gonna need to aim for 5 seconds so to get that unstoppable stunt getting activated so you can shoot your champion. But you're gonna wait 5 seconds to get that, and even the time for the shoot for the bullets that you're gonna shoot. So if you are using a heavy charge time fusion, it's gonna give you 8 seconds of that time. It's gonna waste 8 seconds of that time. With Bastion, you just shoot. You don't need to aim. You just shoot, and it's already stunted. And I'm using a sidearm, so I can stunt berries. I'm using Brigade's Law with Pugilist and Volt Shot, and this weapon I think it's the best one for fit this build because he have a perk that's called Oration trait that calls Right Hook. Dealing melee damage gives you this weapon increases target acquisition and range for a short time. Dealing melee damage again extend this effect. So this is gonna help a bit more for the range on this weapon. And I'm using, of course, Watchful High with Rolling Storm. That's gonna help us to get more bolt charges, and while Amplified Final Bolt grants you additional bolt charge. So bolt charge is gonna give you damage and damage resistance too. So this is practically the build. Okay, guys, this is really fun to use. I'm gonna leave you with the dim link on the description, and I'm gonna leave you with some um, clips that I did on Lost Sectors on Master. So 2050, and I was under 25 2025 levels below at that time, and this builds makes those it makes any kind of hard content easy to use. You don't rely on your weapons, you just rely on your abilities. And for the super, I'm using Arc Gathering Storm. I think this is the best one for long range and makes some distance from the bosses while you are using your super. So you can use whatever super you want wherever you prefer. I hope you enjoyed this build, guys, and I see you in the next one.